Well, Savannah, it's nice to see you again. We were just on camera about about 12 hours ago. The Stars lost to the Mammoth last night, 2-1. And I've decided this morning, I woke up and I said, I'm personally going to fix the Dallas Stars. You know how I'm going to do this, Savannah?
Do tell.
Okay. Well, right before Christmas break happened, I went to a store and picked up a new water bottle. Big fan of water bottles, 40 ounces. I like the big ones so I don't have to fill it up as often. I got a new one. It's bright green. It's Dallas Stars Victory Green. All right. As soon as I switched over to that water bottle, shit went down. It started going poorly. Everything was bad. I think they had like 3 wins. They have 2 wins in their last 11. Things aren't good, right? Since I switched water bottles. I woke up this morning. We switched water bottle. We're back. Got the navy blue water bottle. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to AAC on Sunday, and I'm going to personally fix the Dallas Stars. I think that's what we have to do.
I could not agree more. I love the water bottle switch. That is absolutely necessary at this time as things seem to have gone a little downhill for the Stars. So we're back to the blue water bottle. I can't say that I have anything in correlation to that. I haven't done anything since the holiday season with all of the losses that the Stars have had. I don't think I can fix anything, but I'm going to look for things to maybe fix. Maybe we'll note some stuff on the ice.
Are you a superstitious person at all?
A little bit.
Okay.
But not to an extent. Like I don't have I do the same thing every type of game day. I have like a routine down, but I wouldn't say it like breaks for any type of reason.
Okay. Well, I'll take you back to 2017. Big Astros fan. I know that's going to turn a lot of Stars fans off of this podcast, but it happens. In 2017, the Astros were in the World Series, and the first game I was wearing full Astros gear, hat, jersey, the whole thing. So excited. World Series, first time since I was 8 years old. I was pumped. They lost game 1, and I said, you know what? I can't wear Astros gear now the entire rest of the World Series. And they ended up winning in 7 games. And I used to do it in swimming. I was a swimmer in college. I would cut my hair right before the first week of preseason, shaped it up, just a nice, good old boy haircut, and then I wouldn't cut my hair again until after conference. And I did that in high school. We won state championships. We won conference both times I was there. Very superstitious person. So it was the water bottle. We changed the water bottle. I'm not wearing Stars gear until they win a game in regulation now. I will wear green because I like green. But I'm not going to wear Stars gear until they win a game in regulation, and I've switched the water bottle. I'm doing my part. What is everyone else doing that's listening to Clean Sheet Advice right now? Comment what you're doing to fix the Stars in your superstitious life. Just comment that in our YouTube video at Clean Sheet Advice. Hit that subscribe button while you're there too.
We want to hear some unique superstitions. We should go through that on the next happy hour. That'd be fun.
Yeah. So comment what your superstitions are, either for playoff games or regular season games, whatever it may be during the Star season. We'd love to chat about that on the next happy hour, which we can just kind of look at the schedule right now. When are we going to do the next happy hour? Because it's a 5 p.m. It's a 6 p.m. game against Columbus on Thursday. I don't think that's kind of doable. Maybe it's the next week. It's against Vegas. It's a 9 p.m. game. We'll hop on a happy hour.
We can do that.
Yeah, let's do that. So comment your superstitions on this Clean Sheet Advice, and we'll get into it on the next happy hour next week, the 29th. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. But welcome to Clean Sheet Advice, the Texas Hockey Podcast. I'm your host, Tony Strankman, joined always by Savannah Humoller. We're dealing with another loss, but we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it.
We need a little bit of a bounce back here. Stars on this road trip, 2-3-1. On the 6-game road trip, it was their longest road trip of this season, and didn't exactly go in their favor. We thought that maybe they'd turn things around on the road. They've been a really good road team at that end of 2025 fall season, and things are falling a little bit short right now. Not ideal for the Stars.
I don't know if you've looked at their home and away splits, but they've played a lot of road games. A lot of road games.
Road games right now for the Stars they have a very tough road schedule as well, but this month specifically, having 11 road games just in the month of January alone, it's extremely tough, and this is one of the longest stretches of all of the road games.
Yeah, so they've played, if my math is right, 27 games on the road so far this season and 21 at home, which is good news because we're already past the halfway point, and you're going to have more home games heading into the home stretch of the season, heading into the playoffs. So that part of it's good. The part of it that's bad is that in the first period, the Stars started off pretty well. I think shots were like 4-5, and they were putting some good pressure on Utah in the defensive end. And It looked like their defense was okay. Otter was phenomenal in the first period. And the first 10 minutes was great. And then the second 10 minutes, the offense went away. The defense wasn't pressuring as much. It was a whole bunch of just Otter, please save us. And Otter did great through almost a full 2 periods until Nick Schmaltz got a goal with 7 seconds left in the second period, where it just looked like everyone kind of just stopped skating with about 10, 11 seconds left in the period, which happens. That happens a lot. Almost every period ends. You can see guys just kind of calling it a day, get an extra 15 seconds of rest. And that one came back to bite the Stars. Nick Schmaltz scores with 7 seconds left as a little tip in. It's a nice play by Utah, recognizing that there's still time on the clock. And the Stars did not, I guess. And Otter couldn't make that save. That was almost an impossible save to make. So I'm not going to blame Otter for that. But then you're down 1-0 heading into the third period. And it was just like, here we go again.
Mm-hmm. And we talked about Utah last night. They're a really good team. They're a sneaky team. They had a really good offseason, some really good signings. Their goaltending has been very phenomenal recently. Mm-hmm. And then we even talked about Nick Schmaltz last night. He's second on the team in points. He's a really big goals and assists guy. And he knew exactly where he needed to be, got the puck in behind Jake, and that was it. But I think a lot of what the conversation now at this point is why have the Stars not been able to, obviously they didn't start off with a lead. They end up tying the game, but where is the comeback? Like there used to be, I feel like a feeling of they kept fighting and they're trying to get, a goal. But I think there has been a lack of trying in some senses when they're down. And that's just where the Stars are falling short a little bit. There's not really a comeback moment that I've seen as of recent.
Urgency, I think, is the word that we're looking for. There's not a sense of urgency, it feels like, with this team right now. Mm-hmm. In comebacks or when they have the lead, like that Capitals game is the best game we've seen since the Kings game in December 15th, over a month ago. Yeah, that Capitals game was great. I thought the defense was really good. I thought the offense did enough, and they pressured, and they got to the dirty areas and all that kind of stuff. And that's the only game they did that on the road trip, I think. Like the Kings game was grimy and gross, and everything is just that was a dirty and mucky game. But the Capitals game is the one where they had a kind of a complete game. Goaltending was good, defense was good, offense was good. They haven't had one of those in a long time. 2-9 in their last 11 games, obviously. So that's not good. Obviously, it's not 9 because they have a few overtime losses in there. But they haven't won a game recently, it feels like. It just, even when they won, it didn't feel that good, except for the Caps game.
And mind you, obviously, you can look at these last 2 games. You don't have Miro Haskin in there. That obviously made a difference. And like I said, even yesterday on our happy hour, not having him on the ice is one of the most noticeable things for that group of defensemen. But he will be back per Glenn Golitzin, hopefully on Sunday against the Tampa Bay Lightning. But yeah, there's 9 games that remain until the Olympic break. And we talked about how March will be more of the month where we can really start having some of these tougher conversations. What makes sense for the Stars? Is there somebody that they need to look at for potential trades? Or what does the team look like as far as switching different lines around, finding their groove, and also having these comeback moments? March is going to be very telling for the Stars. Trade deadline is March 6th, and we'll just see what ends up happening. But 9 games until the Olympic break, they need to execute some wins going into that break. That's for sure.
I think the one positive that we can take from the Utah game last night is that Thomas Harley played 30 minutes and 46 seconds last night and looked really good. That's a lot of time for that guy to log. He did that a lot last year, and he played really well. I thought he was dangerous on the offensive end. I know there weren't any points scored from him, but thought he was pretty good last night, and he played 30 minutes. So getting Miro back, getting Harley a little bit more rest or a little bit more time on ice, getting him more comfortable and having that offensive kind of minded defenseman, just making things happen, because I thought he looked good on the power play. I don't think he looked necessarily great. Obviously, they scored a power play goal, which was nice. That broke an 0-for-8 streak, I think, on the power play. 1-for-2 on the power play. They held Utah to 0-for-2 on the power play. So, like, that part of it's good, but you gave up at the end of the period, essentially. You just called it a day. There was 12 seconds left, and a lot of people stopped skating, and they score a goal at the end of the second. And then you had a pop fly in the third period to 2 minutes after you just tied the game, and those pop flies happen, and there's nothing you can really do about it. That's the problem, because we saw it in game 5 last year against the Avalanche. Thomas Harley had one at the end of the first period to go up to nothing in that game. It was a pop fly, just stayed up in the air for 15 seconds, it seems like, and just drops onto the back of the goalie and goes into the net. Those things happen. We've been on the good end of it last year. We were on the bad end of it last night. It is what it is. And the fact that they took 16 minutes of game time after that and could not find a way to score is troubling, I think, is the way to put it.
A little bit. And I did not look at the shots at the end of the game. How many did the Stars have?
In the third period total, they had 10 shots, which is just not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
They had 5 shots in the first, 12 in the second, 10 in the third, and they tied them in shots on goal, which is a very rare feat right now.
It is rare, and I feel like they've definitely just struggled as far as the production goes on having quality shots on the net. And it's kind of looking at why is that happening? Mm-hmm. Where are things not clicking? And we get a power play goal, obviously, and you have Mikko Rantanen that's able to secure that. But it's been Wyatt Johnston and Mikko Rantanen that have been the duo in order to produce those power play goals. I believe that's 33 power play goals now when those two are on the ice.
Sure.
And they've been just part of, I think it's 133 goals now, or actually 160 goals. Those two have been on the ice for those goals. Which is insane. Crazy. But they're the power play guys. But where is the scoring at and quality shots on net from your other group of forwards? That's what concerns me a little bit.
Yeah, I've got the stats pulled up. That's what I wanted to get into. Next is what's missing right now. Obviously, with the top 3 guys, Mikko has 63 points, Robo has 56, and Wyatt has 53. Great. Some of the elite, some of the best goal scorers and point scorers in the league right now. You got 3 of them. That's awesome. Fine and dandy. The problem is the drop off. Roope Hintz has played 4 or 5 less games than the top 3 at 43 games played. He only has 14 goals, 22 assists of 36 points. Is your next highest goal scorer or point scorer. He's also tied with Miro Heiskanen, who has played 3 more games than Roope, but is also a defenseman. So that's not good. And then your 6th highest point scorer on this team right now, could you just take a wild guess and say who it is?
Is it Ritzy?
It's Esa Lindell.
The hot take.
Yeah, 4 and 16 for 20 points, which for Esa, sure, I'll take 20 points from Esa all day long. Sam Steele's at 19. Tyler Seguin is still 8th on the team in points with 17 and only played 27 games. I think the real problem here is that Roope isn't in the mid 40s to low 50s, along with the other top 3 guys. I think that's a huge point. I think Maverick Bourque, where we thought we were going to get a jump in points from him, he's at 7 and 8 for 15 points. Jamie Benn's played 26 games with 7 and 7, which we're not expecting Jamie Benn to come in and blow this up. I was planning on 41 points this season from Jamie Benn. So he's kind of on pace for that. And maybe he would have had more if he got to play 82 games. It is what it is. Ritzy's at 14 with 7 and 7. Matt Duchene with 23 games played is 4 and 7 for 11 points. And I think that is where we stand, is that Matt Duchene, Jamie Benn, Sam Steele, Maverick Bourque, Justin Ritskovian, those kinds of guys are sitting at 14, 15 points. And Thomas Harley obviously has missed a lot of games and is only at 16 points. A lot of your point scorers aren't scoring points. That's the problem.
The whole Duchene thing is very interesting to me.
He looks so good.
I love that he has very much persevered to get back to this point. And last time that I had talked to him in the locker room a little bit, he was talking about how he was itching to obviously come back to the ice, but he looks at a lot of these moments now and he was cringing at the fact that he missed so many different games. So he's trying to make up for that, but I'm not really seeing the production on the ice as heavily. And I think there's a little bit of a lack of just, connection with maybe his line mates and where things are falling short. I'm not really sure where Matt Duchene fits into this lineup right now and what is working for him and what's not. I haven't really seen anything really click for him since he's come back, you know?
And he's doing a lot more Matt Duchene types of things. He's entering the zone on the right side, doing a little spinorama or the half spin and setting things up. He's doing a lot of the things that Matt Duchene does. I do think the line mates is the problem, is that he's playing with guys that aren't as skilled as what Mason Marchment was last season in the last 3 years, and what Tyler Seguin obviously is. He's one of the best goal scorers that Stars have ever had. And when you're missing both of those guys and you're trying to learn a new line mate, and obviously he came in playing with Seguin at the start of the season, and then 3 games in, Duchene gets hurt, and then obviously a month later, Tyler Seguin's out for the season. So it's like he at least had one guy out of the other 2 that he could trust, that he knew where he was going to be, what he was going to do on the ice and everything. I think that's a big problem because Matt Duchene looks like Matt Duchene right now. He just kind of does. He's fast. He's setting guys up. He's doing all the right plays. He's doing a lot of fun things on the ice and the dekes and the spins and all that kind of stuff. He's putting good shots on goal. But the problem is that he's the focal point on that line, as opposed to when Mason Marchment, who's 6'4", 6'5", whatever he is, and just a big body that can go cause chaos and piss people off, where Tyler Seguin's on your other side and he's just a sharpshooter and he can do all kinds of things for you. And Matt Duchene was like, this is awesome. What Mikko Rantanen and Roope Hintz, Robo and Wyatt, when they play together on the top line, like, anyone's so dangerous that anyone can score at any time. Matt Duchene is the most dangerous guy on the line. And that's the problem, I think, that we're at right now.
Yeah, no, it's definitely him not being able to click with some of these guys. And like you said, like back when there was Tyler Seguin and Mason Marchment with him, like that was a grimy like line. Like they were producing goals left and right
Best line in hockey last year before Tyler Seguin got hurt by all the metrics.
It was so good. But yeah, right now I think things are just falling a little bit short for Matt Duchene. Yes, he's doing some of the right things, but I think you got to open up that conversation a little bit. That's definitely something, a question mark on my mind going into the next 9 games. Where does Matt Duchene fit into the mix right now, and what can be better as far as those line mates go?
Yeah, I don't know if there's an answer on the roster right now. Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, Pierre LeBrun tweeted out this morning at 7:37 a.m. Good stuff. As others have noted, things have heated up on the Rasmus Andersson trade front. He wasn't held out of the lineup last night, but since his talks have intensified. Let's see where this goes over the next 24 to 48 hours as to whether it gets done or not. Dallas Stars are circling. There's sharks in the water. Jim Nill is probably fed up with the 2-9 streak over the last 11 games, and I would assume the Dallas Stars are very much calling on Rasmus Andersson to fix up the defense, the right-handed defender, and maybe checking in on Blake Coleman, a little DFW native. Maybe we should get a little left winger up there, put him on the top line with Mikko and Wyatt, or maybe that's a Matt Duchene partner. Put him on the left wing there. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I do think that they're looking at Rasmus Andersson. I don't know that for sure, obviously, but everyone and their mother has said that they're linked to Rasmus Andersson over the last 3 seasons. So wouldn't be shocked if the Dallas Stars are asking.
Rasmus Andersson, the name, has just been in the circle, the air. I don't know what it is here in Dallas for quite some time. I'll believe it when I see it. Jim Nill is probably looking at things on the back end. I told you in, I think, November, after Tyler Seguin got hurt and Liam Mitchell went down, and there was like a few other injuries at the time too. We were talking about, I think Jim would make a move sooner rather than later. I definitely was wrong. I didn't think that he would. I thought that there would be some happening in the fall. Right now, I feel like Jim still might hold off. Like he might go past this Olympic break and see what happens and just make that move by the trade deadline. And he's probably working some magic on the back end. But I do like the idea of having Rasmus Andersson here in Dallas. I think there could be a little magic to that. Maybe that's the boost the Stars need. But what do you have to give up in order to get that is the question.
I don't know. And everyone says that Dallas doesn't have assets. And I just kind of look at it as like they have a lot of first-round picks still. Obviously, they gave up 2 last year for Mikko, and it's a big haul, and they gave up 2 last year, right? Or 3 total. Can't remember because the Granny trade had 1 as well. But they still have first-round picks. They still have second-round picks. They still have third-round picks. They have Maverick Bork, Justin Rizkovian. They've got some pieces that are at least somewhat likable, and they also have prospects in the AHL that aren't that bad. So the fact that the sense that the Stars don't have assets to give up is wrong. plain and simple. It's just whether those assets are good enough to get the big time guys. They're the most sought after guys. Like Rasmus Anderson is probably going to be the most sought after guy. He's got $4.5 million deal. I think he's not. Is he a UFA? He's a UFA this year, so he's going to be a probably a pretty pricey UFA. One of the most sought after right-handed Ds. So we'll see. But obviously, we got news that Tyler Seguin goes on LTIR, but not SE LTIR, which means that his cap for the playoffs could still count if he can come back. I don't know if he's coming back. I don't think he is, but they were going to assess him after the Olympic break, which is a week and a half before trade deadline, and then make that determination if he goes on SELTIR. I wonder if they're going to make that assessment earlier and see if they can speed up the process like they did last year with Granny and CC, where they made that trade after Miro goes down and Seguin had already been out. They're like, okay, we got to make at least one move, if not multiple. And they made multiple last year. So I wonder if we're heading towards that again.
And I will just note, a lot of these teams wait until the Olympic break is over because you send your best players out to go play for their countries. Last year, you had the 4 nations. Some things happen in these tournaments. There could be potential for injuries. It's a risk. GMs are watching this whole tournament, the Olympics, to see what is going on, because if something goes wrong and one of your players goes down, something like that, you may need to make some type of move or situationally adjust certain things. So that's where I also see Jim Nill waiting until we get all of the team back and you kind of assess where everybody's at going into March.
Yeah, because the Granny CC trade happened like what, right after 4 Nations, or right? It was right after, right?
It was before.
It was right before.
It was right before.
Oh, it was the same day as the Luka trade. Yeah, I forget.
It was the same day, and Stars got the 2-for-1. But I feel like at that time, that was when you had Miro Heiskanen. He didn't play in 4 Nations because he got hurt in Vegas.
Yeah,
he also did not have Tyler Seguin at the time. And there was one other injury. I think Mason Marchment.
His face fell off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the Stars needed that little boost, and I feel like that wasn't an expensive cost for the Stars at the time to get Granny and CC into the building. The real deal went down, obviously, when they brought Mikko in on March 7th last year.
Yeah, because there's no players attached to the Granny CC trade. It was all picks. I think it was a 1st and a 4th round pick, if I'm not mistaken. So they didn't give up too much, and they just absorbed it into the cap space when you could just go below the salary cap through the roof and in the playoffs. And now you can't do that. So it's a little bit more cap strategery that you got to do this season. But I'm curious to see if Rasmus Anderson does get traded, because he's been what I like to call on our Apollo NBA show, the Miles Turner Trade Machine Guy of the Year award. Like, people just throw him in the trade machines, all that kind of stuff all the time for years and years and years. Miles Turner was that guy in the NBA for, I think, 8 years, it felt like. Rasmus Anderson is the new Trade Machine King award, because he's thrown in all of these trades every single season, hypothetical trades, obviously, and then never gets traded. That's why he's the Trade Machine King. So Rasmus Anderson, welcome back. Happy to have you here.
The conversation is open, very much so.
I guess. I don't know. You know what else is open? That subscribe button. The subscribe button is way open, because we got this Mikko Rantanen bobblehead that we want to give away to you once we hit 250 subscribers. It's Mikko Rantanen bobblehead. If the shirts are live by the time we hit 250 subscribers, I'll throw a Mikko Rantanen Apple Orchard shirt in that box with it. With the bobblehead, you'll get a shirt. Hit that 250 subscribers quickly, because we would love to do that before the Olympic break. That'd be pretty cool. Hit that before the Olympic break, and then we have a bunch of subscribers heading into some live streams and maybe some Olympic coverage and all that kind of stuff. We still got to figure that out content-wise, what we're going to do, if it's going to be 3 days a week or if we're going to do live stream +1. I don't know. We're going to figure that out once we get there. But hit that subscribe button if you haven't already on Clean Sheet Device on YouTube or wherever you get podcasts too, like Apple, Spotify. You can hit the subscribe button there too. And that's fun. It's good stuff. Also, remember to leave your comment on your superstitions on this episode to help the Dallas Stars, because we're gonna break the curse. They're 2-9 in their last 11. We're gonna go on a 4-game win streak. I'm just calling it right now. We're just gonna do it. All right, and that's gonna start on Sunday against Tampa, 1 p.m. start time in AAC after a 6-game road trip. The boys are back in town. I'm back in town, breaking the curse. We're back. We're gonna kill this losing streak in this losing spell on Sunday. We're going to do it.
Let's do it. I'm here for it. I will say, as positive as we're being, I got to be the little negative person here.
You would.
Tampa's good. Tampa's good. We have some tough looks across the board when it comes to Tampa. There's 61 points. They're sitting at the top right now in their division. They're a good team. They have extremely good goaltending. It's going to be a tough matchup, but the bright side, Stars come back home. You got to get the fans in the building, got to pump it up, get the Stars going again. I like the idea of a 4-game win streak. The Stars very much need that right now. Miro Heiskanen hopefully will be coming back on Sunday per Glenn Gulletson. I'm going to go to practice on Saturday, tomorrow, take a look at how we're doing, how the guys are feeling. And then you have a nice little afternoon game on Sunday, and the guys can get a little bit of rest and stay at home for a little bit. They have 3 games at home, and then they go back on the road.
I think it's 2 games at home, Tampa, Boston, road for Columbus, and then back home the next night for St. Louis on Friday.
Okay, there we go.
So 3 home games this week where we've had a total of 1 in this month. So that's nice. It's a good start.
Hey, we need a little home game, home action. It's going to be great.
All right, so here's the deal with Tampa. They're really damn good. They're on an 11-game win streak right now. Shocking amount of games. Who better to stop the win streak? I don't know if they have a game in between now and Sunday, but I'm sure they do. But
it's luck.
Let's just end a win streak. I hopefully they win one more if they have a game, and then they play the Stars. We end the win streak at home in the afternoon, because then you get to go home after you get a little buzzed at the Stars game, take a responsible Uber or Alto home, and keep drinking and watch more football because there's playoff football that night. It's a good setup.
It's not bad. We have playoff football on. We have hockey. We have all the things going on right now. It's pretty great. The Lightning, they play the Blues tonight at 7:00. So We'll see if the Blues can break that 11-game win streak. We'll see.
I hope they don't, so we could do it.
If not, we'll see if the Stars can do it.
Right.
But yeah, Tampa is pretty dang good. I'm looking at some of these stats.
They're
right
17-4-3 on the road. They've played a lot more road games than they played home games this year as well. They're 2-1 in shootouts. They only have 3 overtime losses. They have 13 regulation losses, but they're 10-0 in their last 10, obviously with 11-game win streak. So, yeah, they're a good team. They're a good team.
He's up there. I mean, with Mikko, like he's so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fun fact: he's on my fantasy team in our fantasy league that I have not checked in about a month. So I don't know how things are going in that.
Well, I have Tampa's goaltender for my starting lineup for our fantasy league, and he's been stellar. So I'm happy with that.
Good for you.
But yeah, they're a pretty stacked team. They've been very, very good road team. It's going to be a tough matchup.
Their goaltending has been crazy. Goals against is 116 this season, where the Stars goaltending has been really good this year. They're at 135. Obviously, the Avalanche are on a different planet with 103 goals against. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to watch a win. I want to watch like a thorough win too, where it kind of starts off pretty hot in the first 5 minutes. A lot of shots on goal, maybe a goal, and then they just kind of go off and running from that. We haven't seen that in quite some time, because even that Caps game, they got the goal in the first period kind of later on, and then another one later in the second period, and then he kind of took off in the third. I'd like to just see it from the beginning, just get a 2-3 goal lead and just keep cruising after that.
Yeah, that would be ideal. Or I think more importantly, if the Stars happen to go down first, they don't have the lead to start off with the game, you would love to see a little bit of the comeback energy to try to find a win at home inside the American Airlines Center. That would be ideal if things start to go south. I'm sure Glenn Gulletson is putting a big point of emphasis on that, and we're going to see what happens. We'll hear from him tomorrow, probably at practice prior to the game, just if there's any additional notes prior to them playing Tampa.
Yeah. I'd also just take a 1-0 game like we had against the Capitals early in the season back in October. Mm-hmm. And they got that goal in the first or second period, and then that was it. Just a playoff type atmosphere. We always have trouble with Tampa, and I don't know if that stems from the 2020 COVID bubble Stanley Cup finals or what, but they're just stingy. They're gross. They win 2-1 games. They win 3-2 games. They go to overtime a lot against us, and we just can't seem to figure them out in the regular season. I'd like to just figure them out on Sunday. Just start a 4-game little heater. I'd like that. I don't know about everybody else, but I'd like that. I'm doing my part on the superstition part.
Water bottles and all.
Just changing it up. No stars gear. Change my water bottle. I got a new camera. Like, we're figuring things out. All right, figuring things out.
We're doing good things in 2026 so far. Let's just see if the Stars can start doing some good things and get some wins.
We're trying our hardest. What about you guys on the ice? So stupid to say because they're doing way more than we are. But yeah, let's just get a win. I'm not even going to do a score prediction. Just get a win. I don't care what it looks like, honestly.
I'm with you. We'll see if they can do it. It'll be a tough game. I'm projecting probably something pretty close, but hopefully Stars pull off a win in this one.
Yeah, it's 100% going to be 2-1, 3-2, something like that. It's going to be gross and grimy and late goals, and it's going to matter. I just want to see a win. I haven't seen a win in over a month now. December 15th was the last time I saw a win in person. So
Stone's back in the building, everybody. That's the most important part here.
People are saying I might pull out a brand new outfit. I don't know. I might go all out for this game.
Suit and all on a Sunday?
Fuck it. Maybe I do a suit. I haven't worn a suit since home opener.
Hey, might be a fun idea.
All right. Suits coming out. Sunday suits.
Okay. I'm here for it.
Sunday suits. 1 p.m. game. Stars are back in the building. Show your ass. Get in the building. Get loud. Get rowdy for the Stars. 1 p.m. start time against the Tampa Bay Lightning. We need the energy from the crowd. Glenergy, as they say. Shout out to Victoria E. Green for the button. Glenergy. We need some energy. Get the boys going. Get some goals. Get a win. Get the hell out of there. And show back up on Tuesday. That's it.
We're here for it. Let's do it. Let's get a win.
That's all it is. We'll be back on Monday with another episode of Clean Sheet of Ice, the Texas Hockey Podcast. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We want to give away that Mikko Rantanen bobblehead and a shirt once we get those ready. And hopefully we get that during the Olympic break or right before. That'd be awesome. 250 subscribers on our YouTube at Clean Sheet of Ice. We'll give away a Mikko Rantanen bobblehead and shirt. I'm just throwing that in automatically. We're going to do it no matter what. We'll be back on Monday with a new episode of Clean Sheet of Ice. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll be back very, very soon.